Sanibonani, Thokozani, Makhosi, Lisedi, Khanya, to abantwana bethonga, abantwana besithunywa, abantwana bomoya. This is the power of healing with Uthabi, Ungowe Khethelo, Inkanyezi yamakhosi gomdunga. So today this is could be actually the last video that I do for 2022. Unless advised otherwise, and unless advised otherwise. So yeah, as we wrap up for 2022, guys, I hope you guys do stay safe and well as well, and avoid indawo engafanelanga nibe kuzo. So today ngizokhuluma ngomsamo, nezindlela zokuphahla nokukhuleka ezahlukile. Umsamo, the platform, and this is my definition, guys, of umsamo, right? The platform in which you carry out your spiritual tasks and duties. The platform. So ngichaza kanje, platform we know as inkundla where wenza zonke izinto zakho the spirituality, whether ukuphahla ukukhuleka. So it is a platform that you use. And so I wanted to say this, a lot of times we are now using YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. So a lot of us don't know this, but if you are using those platforms to carry out your spiritual tasks, umsamo wakho loyo. Okay? And a lot of us will be confused because we have been informed, we have been trained that umsamo is a designated place or space where you do your things. Not necessarily. Umsamo is the platform in which you carry out the spiritual duties. But the platform also starts from within you, because your body is the same platform. If you're going to do things or carry out duties, you need to be cleansed, umzimba wako. So you need to do certain preparations from inside yourself. So basically, umzimba, your inner spiritual being, is umsamo wako as well, and I will explain that. So umsamo is an integral part of spirituality. Umsamo ubalulekile. It's an integral aspect. Ufana nengqikithi ye spirituality, ufana ne fundamental ye spirituality, because umsamo also is a walk back to your umbilical cord, okay, of your spiritual well-being. So you walk back to your umbilical cord of your spiritual well-being, so that you can embrace that place where in which your inner peace resides. Sorry, I had to read that because it's long. So it's a walk back of your umbilical cord, of your spiritual well-being, so that you embrace the place in which your inner peace resides. Angazi noma iyazwakala. Umsamo ilapho inkaba yakho igqile khona. So your inner peace, your spiritual well-being, comes from inkaba, your umbilical cord. So when we say prepare umsamo, we mean your umbilical cord. Go back to inzalo where, or go back to being in touch or connected to your umbilical cord, because then everything, your spiritual well-being starts from there. It is a place where your soul finds the inner peace and the inner strength. So basically your soul resides in that inner peace. Okay. A lot of times, and I know dala bekuthiwa mawumhlamba uhamba uyo, or not even now, when the phrase hamba ulungisa umsamo wakho was used or is used, when kuthiwa hamba ulungisa umsamo wakho, it's not necessarily indawo le mhlamba uphahlela kuyo khulekela kuyo le kufanele kulungise. When they said, when basho kanjalo, it's the direct interpretation of that is that go and fix your inner peace, go and fix your spiritual well-being, go and fix your spiritual being, because kunezinto mhlambe ezifike za intoxicator your spiritual well-being. So kunezinto ezifike mhlambe zangcolisa your inner being. Okay. I wanted to make this example. So I spoke about YouTube and all the social media platforms that we use as a platform, or umsamo wetu. I think when I started doing my videos, right, I did one video about, which I called them what did I call them? Sort of like treats. Yes, I did a video about ukusutha komuntu wesifazane, and I called it treats. And the amazing thing that happened was that a few days after doing that video, I heard a voice saying to me, "We have not assigned you for those kind of teachings. We have not assigned you for teaching intimacy or teaching about relationships. You are called to teach about and mentor about spiritual calling and spirituality, and not that kind of teachings." And I stopped, because I was being corrected. So as I'm saying, umsamo wami was being fixed in a way, because I use this. So how I carry myself on these social platforms, and how I do things and what I say, and it's basically umsamo wami and respecting umsamo wami. So how you carry yourself, even now in public, you are respecting umsamo. That's the umsamo we're talking about. So makuzokhulunywa ngomsamo wakho, makuzokhuluma nge-platform in which you carry out your stuff, your spiritual stuff, kukhulunywa not only that place, because then we have to go inside into depth and say, some of us don't have big places. So when they say hambo lungusa umsamo or hambo yenza umsamo, you find it difficult because awuna space esikhulu, right? Umsamo doesn't mean you need to get this designated room also prepare uwenze. No, your first wena and how wenza izinto ngakhona, and mawuzokhuleka, the preparation that you do within that small space, mawuzophahla, the preparation that you do within that small space, whether in your bedroom, in your sitting room, but that is umsamo, because it's where you're going to carry out this particular task at that moment. So why am I saying it's not a place? Ne? Because if you dedicate a room when umsamo, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying don't do it like that. If on a space, if you can, you do it like that, and it's preferable for a lot of people, because already the room is prepared. They don't need to re-prepare it every time. But a problem is that sometimes we designate this partner of indlu for umsamo, and then at some point kufika lapho khona umuntu umuntu, and you are in flesh, and kunezinto ezizoyenzeka ezizokuthinta as umuntu, then you start swearing, then you start ukuthukana, you start ukhuluma izinto ezirong, forgetting ukuthi you are in this, and even if ukhuluma and uqoqa the language, forgetting ukuthi ukule ndawo that you have prepared as a designated place for ukuthandaza, and now ukhuluma izinto ezirong, the disrespect. Now wenzani, you are bathini ungcolisa umsamo, understand? And ungcolisa in terms of not in terms of debt, understand, but ungcolisa in terms of the purity of it, and if uyibeke wathi indawo yabantu abadala, I mean there has to be a certain a percentage or a certain amount of respect, and so that's why I'm saying umsamo starts from you. Umsamo starts from how you carry yourself, and then how you go about preparing for izinto ozozenza in that space. So first, indlela ngisho indlela ogqoka ngayo, ngisho indlela ozoyenza ngayo izinto, because for me you cannot go uyoqala ukuphahla ugqoke noma kanjani and uyokhuluma nobani, uyodelela bani kanjani. And I always say this kuma videos when I talk about ukuphahla nokuthandaza, ubani lo yomdelela. So that is why you first start, that is why kuthiwa hamba ulungisa umsamo wakho most of the time. So first of all, before uzoqala wenze lokhu, ulungisa lo ngaphakathi kumsamo, which is inhliziyo, which is your spirit, so that you are going back into your roots and your inkaba yakho, and you try now ukuthi uziqoqe, and then ke songaqala ke wenze all the duties that you're supposed to, the calling yakho, the gift yakho, or if you are a healer. Do you understand? So I think that's one thing that I wanted to touch on, and I wanted to teach a lot of people. It's not necessarily good fun to hold space room, designated this room to honor. Umsamo is the platform in which you carry out duties, spiritual duties and tasks, and as soon as ukwenzile lokho, because you know ukuthi okay, in my bedroom nginesikhathi wengithandaza khona, there's certain things now you're going to respect that room, because anyeke wenze okunye today and then sasa you use as umsamo futhi, you understand? And that is why kuba very difficult to designate a certain place for umsamo, because if you know ukuthi particular things that you are doing, and you use your bedroom for praying, and now fanele ukuthi ufike uhlambulule kuqala bedroom yakho, you understand, or maybe your wherever is sitting room. So if uzoqala wenze lama task, so uhlambululile, so uhlenzile, and then you start doing the things. So it's preferable that you don't designate a place, so that uzokwazi ukuthi mawubona ukuthi ay ngenze izinto ezihambelana mhlambe nokungcola, okay, or and if I should say this, sexual activities might as well move to another room, because lapayana being busy nokunye. Do you understand? Sexual activities, whether maybe you were drinking or you understand, most jablisa. So now, because it's not a designated place, uyakwazi ukuthi uthathe izinto zakho uyokwenza tomorrow until you cleanse the room, uyokwazi ukwenza izinto zakho to another room, which is also, if you're going to do ezinye izinto like zokuyijabulisa or zenyama, take some time, like 24 hours, and uzihlanze kuqala, uzihlambulule kuqala before uzokwazi na ukuthi uhambe uqale futhi wenze into zakho. You know, you just need to, and also just calm the energies, because also bekunama energies exchange or a transfer of energies in between certain activities. So yeah, and then indlela zokuphahla, guys, and indlela zokuphahla nokukhuleka, why ngithi zihlukene. I often say this, prayer is not a repetition, or nor is it poetry. Angeke uthandaze the same way today, the same way tomorrow, and the same way next week. Why do I say that? Now you're practicing poetry. Now so you memorize it. It's okay, I start glad. Prayer needs to be in a form of a flow. It needs to flow in different times. And also, even nokuphahla. Ma uzophahla namhlanje ucela, uyaphahla ucele. It's a plea, uzophahlela ukucela. Kunezinto ozozenza, okay, like maybe you use your candles, you use, and ucela ngendlela oboniswe ngayo. I don't know, a lot of people do different things, and I don't want to impose my ways to other people, because we are gifted differently, we are shown differently. So my ways are my ways, your ways are your ways. Angifuni uku-impose wami komunye umuntu. Now today we are uyaphahla, right? And then maybe next week, another day uyaphahla uyabonga. Kunomehluko. And then fika isikhathi uyaphahla because now uyalwa, or ulwa nemimoya, or you feeling certain spiritual attacks, uphahlela ukulwa. Even as much as nokukhuleka, ukhulekela ukubonga, ukhulekela ukucela, ukhulekela fighting against spiritual attacks. Those things are totally different. Now you cannot be mixing them in the same pot. Angeke ufake i-maize rice ne-mealie rice ne-rice into a same pot. Angeke ukuthi usacela ngapha so uyalwa ngapha so uya, and in a tone, ama-tones esiwasebenzisayo, we have to be mindful of. If namhlanje uzokhulekela bonga nje, and there are times where ukhuleka uyazizwa na ukuthi, you know what, I'm just it's now formalities, there's nothing to do, because umkhuleko yakho uyawuza ukuthi hayi namhlanje shem empty, and it's okay ukuthi namhlanje awuna there's not much energy into it. It's okay, because at that moment really there's no emotion oyifilayo on that day. So you just make it short. You just acknowledging God, or you know, it's that's why we call it praise and worship for that moment. And then that's it. So it doesn't have to be so formal and with a lot of emotions all the time, because you don't feel the same. Sorry, you don't feel the same way every day. Angeke ungitshela ukuthi you have the same emotions, same emotions today, na next week, na the full eye. So even because kunento trigger you to phahla, right? That triggers you, okay, now I need to phahla today, and then now I need to khuleka today. Now I need to khuleka because of this, and certain times that I need to do this. There's something that triggers you. Deal with that particular thing that triggers that emotion for that time, or triggers that spiritual land at that time, awakening at that time. Deal with that. You understand? Dealer, if at that moment kuphakama isithunywa esithize, kuphakama isithunywa, praise and worship, because kuphakama isithunywa, kuphakama umoya, kuphakama amathonga. Sometimes you just do it, you embracing whatever that you're feeling, or communicate another spirit. And that is why we spoke about singing and chanting and drumming and dancing and because it's just you connecting with the spirit esiphakamayo, and there's nothing to it. You're just connecting nalo moya ophakama kuwe. Hence I said there has to be umoya ophakamayo, and we spoke about inkaba lo moya ophakama, because whenever isithunya siphakama noma umoya ophakama noma amathonga aphakama uzwa ngenkabeni. It starts from inkaba and sometimes it move to amahlombe, but it's something that happens inside you. So kunesikhathi where it's just connection and this validation that lo moya usekhona kuwe. Okay, so you sing, you chant, you drum, you whatever, ushaya impempe if you ushaya impempe, and that's it. There's nothing to it. It is acknowledging the spirit within you, and ukuhlonipha nje also ukuthi okay ngizohlonipha bona kuphakama bona manje, I need ukuthi ngihloniphe bona. So that is in a way umsamo. When you do that ukuhlonipha nani umsamo loyo. So hence I was saying akufani when you're going to do ukuphahla and then ucela kunezinto zenzayo. Now when you're going to, depending on the spirit that you actually talking to, or the spirit that you want to connect with, because if you're going to let's say udila now ngama rituals maybe where uphahla uzoyenza umsebenzi umntwana osedlulile or ukugeza komntwana osedlulile, kunendlela ngithi zakhona ukuthi okay kudingeka lokhu in each and everyone that you do. Kunezinto zakhona edingekayo, akufani. Kunesikhathi where it's just candles and water, kunesikhathi where it's just candles, water, salt, impepho, ogwayi babantu abadala, you know, konke lokho. Hence I said umuntu nomuntu nendlela yakhe. Kunendlela ezihlukile ngesikhathi esihlukile ngema reasons ahlukile. Akufani ukuthi unyekuza ucube njalo ukuthi ya ngithandazela ingane zami wellbeing yeingane zami, but yabona wena Jehova mina izola ngidla ngisinkwa. Because you have to understand how many the spirits, how many prayers are made in a day to them. With Izulu God, how many prayers are made to him every day? So we will say uthatha kade ukuphendula kanti we mix things. If you want a resolution of something, if you want and you say I just want a validation or a sign or confirmation ukuthi ngenza into le ngizoyenza today right, that's all. You just need a confirmation, or you need a sign ukuthi into ofuna ukuyenza or into your choices that you're going to make today are right. Ungabe usuquba ke bese ufaka ezinye izinto ukuthi ya manje makungasahambi kahle, because initially when you start uqala nge-energy thize, mawuzoqeda sokhuluma yonke lento, your energy has changed several times that you're not aware of. Mawuzokhuluma ngaloko, because remember that energy goes with your emotions. Now uqale ubonga, now uyaqala uyakhala about into eyenzeka izolo nokuthi ubani mistreated you the other day. So a lot of things in that pot, and now even your energy doing that awusazi now ukuthi ukuphi, in which space. It is very important that we understand the spiritual well-being and inner peace, because when we understand it, we will understand how sizoba okay in terms of not draining energy yethu ngezinto ezi unnecessary during the course of the day. Yes, things come differently ngendlela, but once uqale ngendlela right, and in terms of the inner peace, throughout the day you're going to go with the same flow and same energy vibration. Ungabuhlanganisa, because ukuhlanganisa emotions when uphahla and you pray, you end up being confused ukuthi ukusiphi space manje. Understand? And you end up being not getting the right signals and the right messages zokwenza izinto the right way, because now when amasowenza uhlanganisa izinto eziningi ngesikhathi esiwani, because if nabo they come with a message for one particular thing at that moment. So now if you're going to send a message through to the spiritual world, send one message for that particular event or for that particular task or that particular duty you're going to do or that particular thing that you want to attend to on that day. Not go to uqube. And also let us be mindful of ukuphahla like every day. Yes, if you are a healer or sebenza ngabantu uphahla every day, it's just that's standard, because now your the transfer of energy now within the room or within your house gets a bit mixed up, because today you were talking about this, tomorrow you're talking about this, and when this is ezahlukile, today you were talking about this, tomorrow you were talking about this, tomorrow you were doing this, tomorrow you understand. And that is why I say it carries a lot of energies, because see, and now uhlala nabantu nabo, they do their own things, they say their own things, so let us be mindful of that. So if uphahla maybe twice, if a week, if you have to, anginankinga nalokho. And if you are a healer, obviously you uphahla and you pray as often as possible. So that is understandable. But akungabi ukuthi boqeda ukuyenza manje wenza ngendlela ethize, after 1 hour so wenza ukuyenza ngendlela ethize. You are also confusing the spirits and the spirits guide ukuthi kahle kahle siqalephi siyaphi. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you will gain something from it and learn from it, because all we are trying to do is ukufundisana, sifunde, and move forward, and being able to carry each other spiritually ngendlela right, sifakane endleleni right, so that we also all learn, because I'm forever learning, and in learning kuzoba a bit of confusion, and then you find your path again. Okay, so also within messages there is particular things that you look at when you hear when you get visions, or when you dream, or when you hear messages. Guna this keyword that tells you what's the dream, what is the dream about, because that is why siba confused. You focus on the event of the whole dream, and iphupho, what I know about iphupho lenza kanje, liveza lokhu manje ungathi usesihlahleni sobona manje uthi usabona manje sosentabeni. So there is this keyword though, that in most cases the message will give you, or the dream will show you, or the vision will tell you, keyword, and that everything that you've seen just is just circling around this keyword. So ngiyathanda kakhulu guys, and I do hope that I see you again in 2022, unless, as I said, unless instructed otherwise, I will make another video. But ngiyathanda, and as we go into the new year, I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's Day. Thank you so much.